Hello, my Flosstube friends. It's time for another episode. This is the third time I've recorded my intro. Hey everybody, I'm Annie, Joy-Filled Stitcher, here on Flosstube. Same on Instagram. Pretty much same everywhere. And this is my channel about cross stitch. How's everybody doing? I'm great. I'm great now. More on that later. Today is Friday, February the 28th, and we are here for Flosstube number 41. Woo! Theoretically, my Flosstube should be more mature than I am now. Probably not. Anywho, I hope everybody has had a great week. Thank you for coming back. If this is your second or 41st video, thanks for joining in with me. If you are new, if this is your first video, I hope you like what you hear, what you see, and all of the whirlwind that is this channel. I am Joy-Filled Stitcher because stitching brought my joy back. There's a lot of videos that talk a little bit more about that, so I will not relish you with that because I have mountains of things piled on my king-size bed over here to show you, the least of which are whips. A little bit more on that in a minute. First, you may remember, if you've been around a couple of weeks, that on Flosstube 39, 2 videos ago, 2 Fridays ago, I had my golden Flosstube, which meant that it was my 39th Flosstube and I am 39 years old. So I did a Share the Love giveaway. I don't use that word because it brings out trolls. And my Share the Love giveaway is a 12 by 18 Garon toten bags. Toten bags? I eventually will say it correctly. I promise. Promise, Gary. I will. I promise. Yeah, Ronnie, I will. I promise. I promise. I can't promise it because I've been saying it for like months and I still am not right. And I've actually spoken about it at length with Gary and I'm a lost cause. Anywho, this is the February bag of the month. I was sent this in the wrong size. It's gorgeous. They have since sent me the right size, which they did not need to do. But since I have a matching one, I am sending this to you on their behalf. It is from them. And so I went ahead and did a random comment, YouTube comment picker. And I have picked somebody. I'm going to insert that clip right here. And when we come back, we're going to congratulate that winner. I'm going to get my words together, hopefully in the next clip. So hold and watch to see if you're the winner. Hey everybody, here's a quick little clip so that I can pick the winner of the amazingly beautiful heart print February bag of the month that is being sent by me but shared lovingly by the gentleman of Garon Toten Bags. So, who I have just put in the URL for the YouTube Flosstube 39 golden Flosstube video, and I'm going to get YouTube comments. There are 122 unique commenters, and I am hoping that the person that is selected talked about their favorite holiday. So let's go, guys. Let's see who it is going to be. Drum roll. Marie Hahn. She says, "Hi, Annie. OMG, I missed this episode last week and I have no idea how. You know you are the joy of my week. Oh, the golden episode. Love that. I have to get my comments in. That bag is awesome. My favorite holiday, no doubt, is Thanksgiving. Everyone is usually together and the food and conversation goes on, and then we decide if we're going to get up early and do Black Friday. Lately, we've all done it online. LOL. Happy stitching. Hugs and smiles, Marie." Marie, I'm so excited that you have been chosen to receive this gorgeous bag. So I will be in contact with you soon. Bye. I'm sending you back to the regular video. Alrighty. So I'm super excited that Marie is getting this bag to come to her. Now, I will specifically be reaching out to Marie because I don't know if anybody's seen, but Danielle over Stitcherista posted about how she had some really bad luck with giveaways. So I know I have been Flosstube friends with Marie since practically the very beginning. So nobody try to scam her out of this gorgeous bag, please. And so I will be in contact with you shortly, Miss Marie. And I'm so excited for you. Yay! Hi, Marie Han, you're awesome. Thank you for watching and subscribing and liking and all those things. So guess what? I hit 1K like last week. I think I hit 1K last week or the week before or somewhere in the interim of those 2 weeks. I hit 1K. And I said, okay, once I finish this one, I'm going to be sharing some other goodies with y'all. So what we're going to do is we're going to disperse them throughout this video, because if you're not interested in them, you can just swipe through. So we're going to do a tiny bit of life update, and then we'll move on to some cross-stitchy things mixed in with some giveaway things of that nature. So what's been going on with me this week? Well, little one was finally starting to feel better over the weekend. She still was not like 100% on Saturday, so we did not go to baton. Her ear is still sensitive to like loud noises and shouting and kid type things. So she did not end up going to baton that day, and we had a couple of errands we went and ran. And then my husband worked on Saturday. Did he work on Saturday? No, he's working this Saturday. Anyway, so Saturday I was starting to feel kind of like not great. Sunday I woke up and my throat was tighter, a lot of congestion, feel like pain and stuff, feeling pretty crummy. Monday morning I woke up and I could not swallow. It was like daggers in my throat. Lots of sinus congestion, like generally miserable. I'm running a kind of a low grade temp. So I did not go to work. I ended up getting in to go to the doctor, although it was not my doctor, and that's a whole other story in and of itself. Felt pretty terrible all day Monday. Thought I was going to get up and go to work on Tuesday. Woke up even worse. Needless to say, I got on the phone with my doctor and said, okay, I want to talk to my doctor or my nurse practitioner, not this other person I went to in the practice. And I got the runaround and whatever. Finally, I said, I cannot go back to work with a fever. It's against the rules. I'm fairly certain that because I've never had a strep test that's come back positive on the rapid test. Like since youth, it's taken the culture to get a positive result. And they didn't culture it. I said, I could almost guarantee you as many times as I've had this in my life that I have it. Can you not just call me in some amoxicillin? Like, really? And so I finally was back. I was back at work on Wednesday. Still feeling pretty crummy. I'd only had 2 doses of antibiotics at that point. Starting to kind of feel a little bit better Wednesday night. Took antibiotics Wednesday night. Thursday morning, I woke up feeling so much better. But then, like, Thursday evening, I went to bed with this ear completely clogged. Woke up thanks to some essential oils and stuff. Like tea tree oil is really good for if your ears are clogged. Some tea tree oil, Melaleuca, which is doTERRA, which is what I use. I felt better. Last night, this ear clogged and it's still clogged, and no amount of anything has helped it. So I think I'm going to take a decongestant. I have to be careful because I took Sudafed one night and didn't sleep. Like, did not sleep. That was Monday night. I didn't sleep. I was wide awake for 5 hours. Which when you're sick, that's kind of the worst thing. So Tuesday was kind of a wash. So needless to say, my stitching did not get the love that it deserved this week. I have some things to show you, more so from the weekend and a little bit. I still have not finished challenges this week. We'll see if they get finished. I hope so, because the 2 that are left to finish are my monthly pieces that I really would love to have done before the 1st. We'll see. You know, it's life. It is what it is. In other news, I think it was Tuesday night, checking my email one last time before I went to bed, and bing, in my email it says, you have an invoice from Keepsakes. Anybody know what that meant? Are you shouting it at the screen? I got off the wait list for StitchCon. That was my exact dance that I did. I immediately texted my husband first And then the second person I texted was Erin, 2 martinis to try. I said, you're not going to believe this. Because we had just been talking about it not too terribly long before that neither one of us felt like there was any chance that we would get off the list, because we were probably one of the first 2,000 people that got on the wait list within the first 10 minutes. So she was like, I'm so pumped for you, you know, blah, blah, whatever. So I'm going to StitchCon. June 11th through 14th, I will be in Cincinnati, Ohio. Well, Sharonville, Ohio. Hanging with all sorts of amazing people. You're gonna have to, like, pick me up off the floor when I meet Jan Hicks. Like, what? I can't. And my watch keeps doing crazy stuff. I think it's because my kid's at the trampoline park, and she's doing a really good job. Oh my. She's climbing stuff. Okay, no, this is actually like trampoline / obstacle course. Like, it's legit. Like, she's doing stuff in these pictures. I'm like, nope. Heights would keep me from doing that, period. So, anywho, so excited. Okay, other things going on. I put some more items up on the Destash. Most of them are gone. Y'all swooped in and me, like, through everything. There's still a lot of really good stuff in there. There's some really pretty pieces of fabric. There's some great charts. I'm fairly certain all my pouches are gone, as well as all the flosses. However, I went through one more time, and I was ruthless. And I'm probably not done. And culled through a whole bunch more stuff, took a ton more pictures, and there's more coming this weekend. So if you are looking for some items at or below retail, and possibly something you've seen in a video of mine, it might be coming. Because here's the deal. Mama needs money for StitchCon. No, in all honesty, I have so many amazing things kitted, like ready to start. And so many things that I have that I'm like, well. If I'm kind of like, well, it's going. Bottom line. And my tastes have changed. So yeah. That being said, look there for some goodies. All right, so I think that's a bit. Well, I'm going to show one other thing. This kind of goes along with Joy-Filled Stashy Stash, but it's more. I cannot wait to show you 3 of my most recent Rae Dunn finds. I don't buy everything I see. I buy only if I love it. So let me show you. I'm like pumped about this one. Is that not so adorable? I love it. One of my favorite things when we go on vacation places is if we visit some kind of a farmer's market, is buying some local, like, wildflower honey or whatever. And I just think this is adorable. And not that I would actually put that honey in here, but, like, I sometimes buy, like, little bottles. I'm not beyond putting the little bottle inside of here. Or just having it be so cute. Or I even thought, you know what? I have so many different bee things and bee pieces that I'm going to be working on. Wouldn't that be so cute in a bee display? So cute. Okay, so that's one fun little find. I found this, and I had to have it. Cup of Happy! And it's orange on the inside, which I love. Such a good one. It's still got part of, like, the thing on it. Okay, then I'm going to slide you this way. Because I'm just going to show you. So I found this candle in the Christmas clearance. It says Joy. I think I showed this maybe once before. I don't know that for a fact. And then I found this one. Things! With a blue. This is my favorite color in the whole world. And the inside is blue. And currently residing inside are some of my ollie clips, ollie blocks. And some needles. All in there. And then just wait for it. This is holding some of my other tools. It's a crock. I know it's for your kitchen. But crack me up. And it's yellow inside. So fun. Okay, so I got one more to show you. And this will tie into the first giveaway of sorts. Show. Who out there, raise show of hands, watches Priscilla and Chelsea? Real Housewives of Cross Stitch. I love them. They have a Rae Dunn thing. Well, they have viewers that send them things, which is phenomenally awesome. And they've built this community around themselves that just feel like gifting. And that's amazing. But the thing that they were gifted 2 weeks in a row, and I was like, I must find that. is a mug. They have 4 of them, I think, now. Maybe more. I don't know. And if you are from the South, you will get the importance of this mug. Bless your heart. So I have a bless your heart mug. So I'm going to ask you to pause for a moment while I readjust, put those things up, and gather the first giveaway. So hold on. Okay, so I'm back. And so subscriber celebration item number 1, or grouping number 1, is kind of a mixed bag, literally. So in this prize pack, you will receive the following. Code, please. I'm trying to not drop that. There's a reason. A pouch, lovingly created by me. And in this pouch, there are 2 pieces of hand-dyed 18 count Aida, dyed by me. So this is pretty blue. And this is a pretty decent sized piece. Could be good for something, or 2 or 3 small somethings. And then this pinkish one I think is really pretty. I think they're really pretty. Also in this prize pack is a fun needle minder with a cardinal. I love cardinals. I think they're a sign of joy. And then a pack with some dinky dies. So this is a little sampler set of dinky dies. And then you will receive also 1, 2, 3, 5 beautiful full skeins of dinky dies. Dinky dye silks. And 1 other item. So hold tight. Hold tight. I'm going to put all this back so it stays all together nicely. By the way, there are 4 separate subscriber goodie packs. This is pack 1. So it's the pouch, the 2 pieces of Aida, the needle minder, and the dinky dies. And there's a lot of paper in here because I've kept it from the other purchases to make sure this arrives safely at your home. Pardon the crinkle and crumple and crumple. Your very own bless your heart mug. So we can match. We can be Twinkies. So if you are interested in this one, I'm going to have a question at the end after I've shown all of them. But this is item number 1. So what will happen is you will share the answer to the question and then your item number. And it will be open for 2 weeks. Still, it'll be open for 2 weeks. And, I'm sorry, this is so crinkly, but I've got to get it all back in here nicely. Somewhat nicely. I don't want you to sling it on the floor. Then you have a broken mug. Okay, let me start back over with my spiel. Standard rules apply. Must be 18. Must be a subscriber. Must comment with an answer to the question and that number, which is item number 1. So there's going to be 4. And like I said, I will post the question. I'll pose the question to you at the end. So you'll have to answer the question, and then you can enter for all 4. Out of fairness, I don't know that if you, if you win one, that's the one you win, and then you're kind of out of the pool for the next ones. So I think that's just out of fairness. So I think we're ready to talk some whips, and then we'll do another giveaway item. Don't say giveaway. I don't want trolls. So at the end of last week, I said that I was going to spend some more time on, I still don't have a cover image for this. Anyway, this is May Health and Peace Attend Your Days, and this is by Milady's Needle. This is the Stitch Niche, which is my local LNS. It's their Stitch Along. I was going to go on Sunday, but I was just by that point really not feeling well, and so I decided to be at home and chill with the fam bam. This lives in a big bottom bag from So Much to Love that I got off of a Destash, Stash Unload. And this is on 36 count parchment by Weeks. And I had all of the letters, and I've done these 3 motifs. It looks a lot better actually on here than it does. When I was stitching it, I was really concerned this was not popping at all. And it was actually a little bit challenging to stitch because it's very close. But here it looks pretty good, so I'm happy with that. The goal, I think, would be to be done with this by the end of June. I don't know if that's going to happen. I don't know. I'm just enjoying the process. I'm trying to remind myself, enjoy what you're stitching. If you don't love what you're stitching, give it a timeout. If it still doesn't bring you joy within a reasonable amount of time, either pass it on to somebody else, unkit it, you know, whatever the case may be. But not to like stitch on things that aren't bringing me joy, because I want to enjoy it. I'm trying to find more of that in my stitching. I then worked on, and this is actually for a task this week as well, for both Enchanted Stitching Challenge and also the Cross Stitchers Journal and Daily 30 group. I am part of that. That is Cheryl McKinney's group. It is a closed group, and she is not taking any more members. She likes to keep it small and intimate. And so please do not message her asking to be part of it. It is closed. If there comes a time where people back out and there's room, she will make that known. That is her choice. It is her group, and I will respect that, and I ask that you respect that as well. But there's a weekly challenge, and it sometimes runs a week. I'm kind of new, so I'm kind of still learning, but this one is the Grand Canyon, and so I think this time it's running 3 weeks because she's going to be at market, like Lucky Duck. And when she goes to market, she didn't want to have it like end right before, so this one's going to run 3 weeks, and there's 10 tasks. So this I'm using for a task, I believe, in there, as well as in Enchanted Stitching. We are still in the movie. What movie are we in? This will tell you what a true cold does to you. I don't even remember what I stitched on early this week. Frozen. We are still in Frozen. And so, that being said, I put in a lot on this on the weekend, but I also am working through a task. So I'm kind of in between like what I did over the weekend and the task. Also, I'll tell you, March came out today. I do have it downloaded, and I will start working on my color scheme, but my hope is that this is done before March 1, this section. This lives in my January bag of the month from Garrow & Totten Bags, and it has this super cute. So this is the 12 by 18 size. This is the size that Marie just won. My favorite size is the 12 by 13, so it's more of a squarish shape. Has pretty evergreen pine cones on the inside and berries. Let me see if I have a picture of this release. I don't here. Hold tight. I do have it in my big pile. I have a big pile of papers with some of my plans. It's too far away. Okay, so I am almost done with release 2. I will show it from back here. It's colored. So this is all of release 2. This big star motif, these 2 small medallions. I'm saving all the initials to the end, and I may not even put them all in. And then this really cool, like potted urn plant. That is all I have left to do is the plant part. I am going to go ahead and take the top part out of the Q-snap so you can see it in its entirety. Oh my stars, this one is so tight. Maybe I'm weak. I think it might be because I'm weak. All right. And Jenny, Long Dog Stitcher, she was like, your thing is gorgeous. And I was like, oh, you bring me so much joy. So it's kind of cut off down here, but it is what it is. So here's where I am. I'm stitching this on a piece of 32 count linen. It is from Mystic Fabrics. This is one of her Stitch Your Own Adventure mystery pieces. So I was initially going to do the Cunning Cross Stitch Letters to Hogwarts. So I did buy this when I determined it was not something that was going to bring me joy. I put all the DMC in my stash, and I put this in my stash. And it happens to be big enough plus, and so I'm loving it. And right now I'm stitching with some Weeks Dye Works Strawberry Fields. And you're like, what? Who are you? Stitching with Weeks? Guilty as charged. I think I might have at one time or another when I was stitching on it, and it was what caused me to gripe and complain. You know, sometimes you get just a bad batch. Like, I've had a bad batch of DMC before where it just knotted and knotted and knotted. I literally threw it away. Because nobody got time for that when it's 56 cents a skein. Just being honest. So more time in that for sure. And we'll talk about that in plans. All right, so then I pulled out a piece to work through for this. Also I used for both Enchanted Stitching Challenges and Cross Stitchers Daily 30. Cross Stitchers Journal and Daily 30 group. And that is my blue blue flower quilting bee. And this lives in a project sleeve that I sewed. This is some Tula Pink fabric. And I also have a Bendy Flip Floss Buddy from BagzPlus, and it's this really cute like burlap with bees. This is the palette of colors that is the called for, with the exception of Raven. I am doing 310. And this is on 16 count Picture This Plus in Heartland. I am currently working through the motifs that surround the bee, kind of create a frame. And this is what I've gotten in so far this week. I put in like about 299 stitches. Now, I want you to look at this one right here, this motif, versus what is in this picture. Let's see. To me, now maybe I'm wrong, but to me, I don't know if I can do this. This does not look like it's going to end, or this does not end up looking like this. Now maybe I need to add in the other colors, but I did it as charted and it does not appear to look the same as some of the ones that I've seen both on the internet and on my cover image. We'll see. Now I will say one modification that I am for sure doing is I will not be stitching any of these, this motif, these arrows, or these two medallions. I literally am going to have the bee and the framed items around it. The reason why I am doing that is I love that bee so much. I don't want these to draw attention away from them. Now, what I do know is these would make really cool smalls, like fobs or something like that. And considering I'm going to 2 retreats where I need smalls, it's not beyond me to use one of those for that, because I have enough of most of these flosses. The only one I'm getting really short on, and it doesn't call for more than one skein, is the Mountain Mist, and that one was hard to find to begin with, so I might be scrounging for that to find some more. All right, then another one I used for both groups is my Plum Street Samplers Mary's Sampler. And this lives in another pouch that I sewed. This was fabric from that I had from my quilting stash of yore. And this is a chart that is free on the Plum Street Samplers website blog. She did it as a Sunday mystery stitch. She released it in 8 parts, I believe, right before, leading up to Christmas Advent. Actually, I think it was leading up to Advent a number of years ago, but it is still free. And if you did not know, Paulette has a phenomenal amount of free charts on her website blog. I have them all saved to my drive so that if any point I'm and she tends to use a pretty consistently, she likes particular colors, and so I try to keep those in my DMC stash. So if I'm wanting a small new start, I've got a lot of really cool free ones from her. Okay, so anywho, this was one that if you happen to watch my Stitcher Ditch, was sitting literally on the fence, and this project was sitting with me, tipping to the ditch side. I am so happy that I didn't, and I just put it in timeout because I worked on it. My border matched up, which hallelujah, because let me tell you, that was the concern of mine, is my border going to match up? And I put in 406 stitches to get all of this brownie green in the border. That's Piney Woods, I believe. So now, the next time I pull this out, I can either decide to put in some more of the items that go inside the frame, or I can work on these, but I've got more points to count from, because that was one of my concerns. Is when I started this, it wasn't that I was fairly new, it was that I had a hard time wanting to go, oh, I'm gonna count. But I think what has made me better at counting is once you've counted over linen, counting on Aida is a lot easier. A lot easier. So I was excited to get that much into this, and it was kind of some mindless stitching, which is what I needed, because truly being in a sinus infection, strep throat fog has made it so, like, if I had to count to things, there was a very good chance it would be wrong and I'd have to frog. All right, I am still working on this. My hope is that this is finished by March 1st. Mind you, I have one day and a couple hours this evening. So this lives in a bag, an envelope closure bag that I created myself. This is, and I bet you I don't have a picture in here. I don't. This is Animal Almanac, Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery's Animal Almanac. And I am working through the February block. I am stitching them separately. There is a way you can do them in a vertical banner, 2 by 2, all the way down for 12 months. I am choosing to stitch them separately. We'll finish them as small squares, and then they will become a banner. And they will say my daughter's name's apostrophe zoo, because that ends up being 12 letters. So this is where I've gotten to on it so far. So I do have this other postage stamp. I am going to leave the letter till the end. There is a small something here, I think, that I'm not putting in. I don't know that I'm going to do all the detailed stuff. I'm obsessed with these bubbles. And I have the fox, but he's a big block of color. So that being said, I do have quite a bit more. March was released today. It's so cute. It's a frog. Leap the frog. And he's really cute, but he looks like he'll be a pretty quick stitch, which is good. But I do have spring break coming up. And this also has a BagzPlus Floss Buddy. This one has this really funky Tula owl. I also have a Catty Cross Stitch Snip-Addy holding my extras. And this is a 25 pocket, which happens to work out perfectly pretty much for the amount of flosses that I have for this project. I tend to use my Floss Buddies on the things that are long-term projects. All right, so 2 things that did not get pulled out, but I'm going to show you anyway because if you were with me last week, you may want to know what they are. One of them is my Bad Monday. It's just another Barbara and a Monday. This was my focus, which is Holy Night. I got nothing done. I'm going to show you where it is. I might get more done before Monday, so I'm just going to show you right now, and you may see it again. This is on, I believe, a 16 count Vintage Country Mocha. So my hope is to get more in this before Monday. I will spin here when I talk about plans. So that's on the gamut. I've got a lot of plans. All right, so then last week I think I spun something, and then as I sat down to think, oh, it's Pomegranate Quaker. Pomegranate Quaker is in timeout. Infinite timeout. Don't know what. I am tempted to sell it because I have a gorgeous piece of Mystic Fabrics Mother Nature in 14 count opalescent Aida. And I have all of the Pomegranate Quaker flosses from Al Forrest Embroidery. I cannot sell you the chart because it was a PDF, but you can purchase it from them as a PDF for a very low price, like maybe $6, $7. So I'm thinking of putting that up on the Destash at a steal of a deal because it's already got some stitched. I don't believe there's any errors in my stitching. And then it comes with all the flosses already on the Al Forrest cardboard bobbins. So we'll see. So I spun again, and the one that I spun, and this lives in a small in-hand stitcher bag from Diddly Daddle Designs, is a little Stitch Girl piece, and it is Plaid Tidings, and I'm currently working on this greenhouse, and this is on a piece of 18 count Aida from Color and Cotton, and it's in Tombstone. This was the gray that came in the Harvest Mystery box, and I have the frame of the first one. Now I did see, I was watching Steel City Stitchers, and it was their March Stitchy Madness plans, and she showed, and it's making me think I want to change my mind about this. She showed how she did all the houses in a row like it was a street. So I don't know. I don't know if I want 4 smalls or I want 1 large. So for now, while I figure that out, and since I'm going to be spinning again, now my spin again should start tomorrow. I'm not sure. I'm still debating on whether I want this to be 1 whole piece or 3 small pieces. I'm going to give that some thought. So there's that. That's all the whips. I'm going to pause, grab another giveaway, another sharing item, and I'll be right back. Hold tight, guidey folks. We are back for the next item in the pass along the subscriber giveaway goodies. So it's another pouch, and in this pouch is the full kit for, and I actually have my laminated copy as well. Full kit with linen, called for classic colorworks, and even the needle for needle stance, which if you may not have known, this was a collaborative piece that was only available for 1 year as a kit. It is from Summer House Stitchworks, ink circles and hands-on design. You can stitch it in the dark or the light colorway. I am including the linen that is called for the dark colorway. And when I purchased this from Mystic Fabrics back after market, she sent me this piece of fabric with everything wrapped in it, and I created a pouch with it, with this at the top, and then this fun gray wood grain on the inside. So this is a full kit in a pouch of my creation. So yeah, I started it once on a ship's manner. I got a tiny bit in, didn't like how it was looking on that. Purchased the linen from my L&S to try it on that, because I had sold the original linen, because back then I wasn't a linen stitcher. Had plans to restart it at some point. Didn't restart it, and then as I was going through and ruthlessly going through things, I was like, you know what? I'm not going to stitch it. I have no interest in stitching it. I'm going to pass it on to one of you. So if you would be interested in this, this is number 2. You will answer the question that I bring up to you at the end of this video. So that's number 2. And we'll go ahead and do number 3. No, because I've still got plans and other stuff. So let's talk plans. So immediate plans this weekend. Hopefully a little bit of Barbara Anna Mondays before I start a new one. And then hopefully some into plaid tidings, or I can at least figure out what plaid tidings is going to be. Now, let me go ahead and spin for my new ones this week. So if you have been with me, I have Barbara Anna projects that I am working through. I started 9, I believe, in December. So once I had made it through and started all of them, starting the first week in January, I spun my wheel, and that was my one that I would focus some time on throughout the week. I usually get about 1 stitching session on it, but I'm beginning to work through. I am right about to the point where I think I'm going to start over. I think I only have 1 left. Hold on. Why do I have to have that? All right, so let's go in. Yep, I only have 1 left, and that is, oh, come on. That is Santa's Flight. So Santa's Flight will be our new one, and then we are going to get to do something which is fun, which I love to do, which is I'm going to reset my wheel. Look at the wheel of colors. So starting at next video, it'll open up all of them again. Okay, so now let's look and see what our Flossmas focus is. I have a lot more color on that wheel. So let's see. Come on, something I wanna work on. Christmas Promise. Okay, that is a heartstring samplery free pattern. So those will hopefully get some time in them. Maybe more than the ones did this week. We shall see. We shall see. You never know. All right, so those have been figured out. Now, let's talk about March. Actually, let's talk about the first exciting thing, which is tomorrow is Leap Day. And I know a lot of people are starting Leap Day starts because, you know, it's only comes once every 4 years. I, several weeks ago, was like watching Erin's video, 2 Martini Stitcher. She's like, I'm going to do a long dog. # long dog Leap Day Sal. And I was like, bingo. Because that's exactly what I need in my life, is another long dog sampler chart. So I went about hunting through what I already had, and I had remembered that not quite some time ago, actually, I purchased, this was during my last foray into cross stitch before I took time off, I purchased the 2017 collection with a K off of her website. And it is a collection of, I think, 9 charts that are exclusive to that collection. And I was like, you know what? One of those is going to be great. So I went in and went through, figured out what I narrowed it down to 2. And I put the vote up on Instagram. And I had really already kind of decided. And you all agreed with me. So tomorrow I am starting Long Dog Samplers Seeking Solace. I love that it's horizontal because my other 2 that I currently have going now, Hoity Toity's in timeout until it is spun on WhipGo, and then, or picked on WhipGo, and then we'll address it at that point. And then I have Count Your Blessings. Those are both vertical orientation. So I love that this one is horizontal. And so it says, Father, hear the prayer we offer, not for ease that prayer shall be, but for strength that we may ever live our lives courageously. Be our strength in hours of weakness, in our wanderings be our guide. Through endeavor, failure, danger, Father, be thou at our side. I love this. I love the sentiment behind it. I love all the different flower pots down here. It's just unique to me, and I love this kind of almost, it's a little bit Celtic-y looking border. So this project, I purchased this bag for this project, actually. Actually, I didn't, but I knew that it was going to be for something special. So this is the Garon Top Bags. I showed it last week. This is the Spring Quaker pre-order bag, but I ordered it, and it just so happens it's going to be perfect for this project. I've already got my 8x11 Q-snap in here. I've got my matching grime guard, and I use an 11x11 on my 8x11 in case anybody was curious. And I have decided, I know there was a vote up about whether I wanted to do 36 count white even weave or 36 count sand. Well, I decided on something different. Hold on. Sorry about that. This is going to be a video with mini segments, but when the child calls, you answer. So, as I was saying, I had put up a poll on my Instagram with my floss toss on a piece of 36 count white even weave and 36 count picture this plus sand, and everybody said sand, and I agreed that the sand was better in that situation. However, I reached out to my dear fabric dealer Misty at Mystic Fabrics and asked her if she happened to have any just laying around, any snert laying around, because that's like my most favorite go-to neutral. And she said, well, let me dig through my tubs. Let me see what I have. I might have some. I can't guarantee it. Just hang tight. And I said, take your time. This was several weeks ago. And it was before she got into market madness and all of that. And she said, I have one. How much do you need? And I said, I really, truly need like a good size fat quarter. Like not a small, like not a narrow fat quarter. And she goes, well, I have an 18 by 29, 18 count. I was like, sold. So she sent it to me, came in, I did a floss toss, and I was like, yep, that's it. So in order to kit this, stitched from stash, not that that theory has kept going, just being honest. My stitch from stash budget is out the window. I pulled flosses from my vast collection of gorgeous Victorian mottos. I think I have one Gentle Arts, but I think all the rest are Victorian motto. Very close to the called for, if not identical to the called for. Try to do this so I can show you. So this is my palette of colors. And to me, snert is like the perfect grayish, kind of a gray beige. And so that's what that's going to look like. Now, I did decide, because one of the colors that you need like a mondo amount of is pine. And I have pine, but I'm using Holiday Blue Spruce. However, I need more than this is. It calls for like something like 22 yards or something, but it includes all of the lettering or something along those lines. Maybe it's a different color. Actually, I think it's a different color. Well, anyway, besides the point, I'm going to do all of the lettering in this one, which is 1840 Bright Candy Pink, and that's another Victorian motto, because you got to have a little pink in there. So this is my true palette. So I'm really super excited. Now, the one thing that I am not 100% sure that I'm going to do, I have not 100% decided that I'm going to stitch the border. I need to look a little bit more closely at what the actual detailing looks like and how precise it is, because I think one of the things that's thrown me about hoity-toity is all that black work in the border and how just involved that is. I'm even considering when I go back to hoity-toity not stitching all the black and pulling out what I've stitched so far. So I'm not 100% certain, but I am going to probably do a center start on this one. Start getting, like, probably it would start right here. I love this detail of how these the banding of dots goes like rainbow. So yeah, I'm really excited about that. Oh, you know what it is? I think it was claret was what all the lettering is in claret. And so you needed like some ridiculous amount of claret for all the flowers and the lettering. I am going to do it in that bright candy pink. All right, I'm back again. So again, this is getting started tomorrow. So I'm going to put this in my stitch soon pile. All right, so then let's talk some March plans. I sat down earlier this week when I was not feeling well and not really feeling like stitching, and thought, you know what, I'm going to look at what was my whip go call. Now, of my whip go, one of them I've already finished. I finished it. I just need to FFO it, and then I can mark it off. And that was Lizzie Kate's My To-Do List. The other one that was called is Acorn Assortment by Ardith Designs. And so I have that one pulled to show you here in just a minute. So I sat down with a blank March calendar and I looked at, okay, what were my 24-hour cross stitch kind of focus, like what were the things? And so on that, I've been plugging in all of my monthly pieces and getting those finished. I need to finish Bless Our Land, which you'll notice was absent from this because I did not stitch on it at all this week. Although I think I'm moving it to Aida because I cannot stand that linen. And I don't think the colors pop on it. Anyway. So, sorry. Monthly items, I like to put those as a finish. But then what I did this month was I put a certain amount of days on a lot of my projects that I want to spend some time on. So what I did was I went through and I put in like Seeking Solace 3 days. Square Dance got 2 days because it's only taking me like a day and a half. I got Acorn Assortment. I gave it 5 days. Count Your Blessings. I gave 3 days. Great Is Thy Faithfulness, 3 days. Quilting Me, 3 days. Because that is one I would love to get finished this month. If not then, by the 15th, because that's its 1-year birthday. Calico Sampler I put in 3 days. Mystery Sampler 3 days. Ink Circles Rosette, I haven't had that in a while. That's 3 days. And then Animal Almanac, 3 days. So my hope was that with that, I could get those monthly pieces accomplished if it was all I did on those days. My thought was also I probably will not do Enchanted Stitching Challenges this next month. I'm going to take a break from that. I'm going to still do the Cross Stitcher's Journal and Daily 30. And I can fit these in with their challenges. I'm not a big fan of Pirates of the Caribbean. I know, don't hate me. But then I watched the Steel City Stitchers. And then I heard like Jen Lee's hop on board with it. And so it's March Stitchy Madness. So I started thinking, okay, well, how can I make the things I want to focus on fit within this? So the whole purpose of this is there's like a bracket. Well, it's not like a bracket. This is a bracket. There's a bracket, and you put together 4 whips and 4 starts. And then you say, okay, I'm going to have this whip go against this start, and either you like spin a wheel, flip a coin, whatever, and work on it a day, and then it moves to the next section. Then you move to the next one, the next one, the next one. So then you end up with your final 4. So then you've got this item versus this item. Again, you would give it a day, and then you end up with your championship, and then you end up with 1. And this is your project you push for a finish on at the end of the month, or an FFO. Some people I've seen are doing it all whips. Some people are doing it with the whips, half starts. Some people are doing it with all new starts, because that's true March Stitchy Madness. The theory being the bracket part takes you 7 days, and by the time you get to 7 days, you're going to have an FFO of like 23 days left or so. So my thought was, okay, if I decide to do this, how I'm going to make it work. So let me show you what I have pulled. If I decide, I haven't, still not committed, but I went ahead and pulled them and thought, okay, do I have some small starts that I'd like to start small because they need to, I would like for them to be finished. And do I have 4 whips? Well, the answer to the 4 whips was absolutely, I have 4 that I could work on and get finished. So the first, and I somehow managed to come up with this where I have my seasons. So I've got my fall battle, my summer, my winter, and my spring. So my fall battle starts with Acorn Assortment. This is by Artist Design. This is my Whip Go piece. And this is in a Diddly Daddle Designs in-hand stitcher bag, which they're linked below. And if you have not heard my spiel before, description box will be filled with a plethora of information, but never before tomorrow morning. Okay, so this is a fantastic design. It's based off of a 16th century tile. I love it because it's got these really cool fan flowers. It's got the acorns. I just love it. I did a color conversion to some beautiful autumnal Victorian motto colors. And this is on a piece of snert, which I love. And I have a fairly decent start on it. So this is where this one is. So that is my whip that will be pitted against a new start. So let me show you the new start. There. And I have this one in a project bag of my own. And this is a Plum Street sampler. This is sampler Cereal Bowl Collection Sampler Lesson 4. And this one says, be you to others kind and true as you would have others be to you. And I thought with the little, the sunflower and the pumpkins, it reads very fall. So I thought it was perfect. I actually purchased this off of a Destash, and it had all of the called for flosses as well as chenille trim. So all I had to do was pull fabric, and I'm actually going to venture onto some 25 count and do this over 1 over 1. Yeah, probably 1 over 1. On 25 count Ash Rose Lugana. So this is what this one will look like. So yeah, that is battle number 1. That's battle royale number 1. So I will probably, I haven't decided, I may do a mix of posting them on my Instagram. I don't know. All right, so then my summer battle will be, and you've already seen this, so I'm just going to show you the cover image. Blue Flower Quilting Bee. And I am pitting this against a project that will be living in this awesome Tula pouch. And this is another D-Stash item. This was a Dying to Stitch Berry Club. This is the Tudor Rose Berry, and I think this is gorgeous. When I purchased it, it had all of the called for flosses still on the card, and the linen and the pin that goes in the top. I mean, not the linen. Excuse me, the wool, the finishing wool and the pin. So all I had to do was pull fabric, and I'm going to do this on a piece of, and I had this in my stash, 36 count vintage maple sugar by Lakeside Linens. And I just thought this would be beautiful on there. This would also be my first berry. I have a lot of berry charts, but this would be my first one. So, and I am supposed to be part of the berry club. I signed up. I got confirmation that I signed up. She said they started shipping, and I've received nothing. So yeah, I'm kind of bummed about that. So I am going to reach out. I just have been a little sick and busy. All right, so that is summer. Winter is going to pit Mary Sampler. Showed it to you already, but I'll show it again. Mary Sampler by Plum Street Samplers against a new start that's going to live in this pouch. This is my cute, excuse me, Winter Birds pouch. And this holds the Blue Flowers Winter Valentine. I will be stitching the no words version. And I'm going to do it in the DMC. And I pulled a piece of 22 count Picture This Plus Cashel in ale. Excuse me. That is my possible winter start. Got a tickle in my throat. All right, and then spring. This is a tough one for me because I'm excited about the whip, but I'm maybe even more excited about the start. So I'll show you that in a minute. This is Jane Marshall. Where's my image? 1857. This is Hands Across the Sea. This is a sampler they are doing where they are raising money for Australian Fire Rescue. It's on a mystery piece of 32 count linen from Mystic Fabrics. And this is all I have so far. It's one band and part of Mar. I have Ma. I have Ma of Marshall. And my, it will be pitted against in a battle royale against a piece with a bit of a story, but I've got to get a sip of water. So hold tight, friends. I'm sorry. It's going to be another segment. I think I'm going to be good to not hack up a lung on you. So this piece is going to live in my, this used to hold my temperature quilt, but it's finished, obviously. So this is a piece, I was actually destashing the chart. So let me show you the chart. The chart is Lizzie Kate's Cherish All Living Things. And I had already started this back in, like, when did this chart come out? Like, this chart was new when I did this. I'm going to look, see if there's copyright on here, because I want to know. Usually it's on her chart, her actual chart. Let me see. 2000. So, I was 20. I committed many a sin, many a cross-stitch sin back in the day. This is one that I had started on a piece of, it looks like 28 count linen. I used to buy the Witchelt Perman linen. I apparently thought that I needed some ridiculous quantity of threads. Like, I want to say I used 3. I'm trying to see if I can tell you. It may have only been 2. But let's just put it this way. This was what I had. Doesn't look terrible from far away. When it starts to become a problem is when you can see that I carried threads, that whenever I went up a row, I stitched the stitch backwards, because I clearly had not yet figured out, and it really wasn't until I started this time around, that when you go up to the next row, you can just start in the top corner and come down. Anyway, this, I'm keeping this because this is a true testament to where I started at all of this. And, I mean, I don't hate it, but I also don't really like it. So I had gone through and I color converted this. So on the back of my chart, you can see where I had written in numbers in orange pen. This chart also has highlighting. It has writing on it. I've lost my mind. So what I did is I went back through and since I have quite the stitchy stash of fancy flosses, I went to see if I had what was called for. And I actually had quite a fair few of what was called for. Then I pulled some that were close. So I went ahead and pulled the fancies. I was stitching it in DMC. This is going to be a mix of DMCs and fancies. And I have pulled a new piece of pretty butter yellow Aida. This is a Mystic Fabrics. It's a super pale yellow. It's an 18 count Aida with that palette of colors. And so I'm going to be stitching this. A new version of it. So I'm excited maybe about the possibility of starting that. If I get all whips, I'm going to be happy with whips. Now, I think what is going to end up happening with this, though, is I don't know. I know that I'm going to end up with one and work towards an FFO. The one thing is I've picked mostly smaller projects where I don't think it's going to take me 23 days. So I feel like that's a good place where I can start fitting in some of the other projects that I have 3 days on, things like that. And 3 days can also mean I could stitch on it for an hour and move on to something else. So I like this. I like this idea. I like that I can be a little bit interactive with folks, like on Instagram, and say, hey, pick am I going to do a whip or a new start? So I'm kind of excited about that. All right, let's talk about another giveaway. So, comes with a pouch. Are you seeing a theme? Only 3 of the 4 come with a pouch. This one comes with a pouch. This is a really pretty, like, oriental-ish tapestry-looking pouch. And in it is a fully kitted heartstring samplery fairy coffee mother. So it says, I need a fairy coffee mother. And I've kitted this with the DMC and a beautiful piece of blue-gray Mystic Fabrics 18 count Aida. So, number 3. Now, we'll do number 4 at the end. We're going to talk some stash, and there's a bit of stash today. So, here's what we're going to do. When I'm going to show my stash bucket, and then if you have no interest in seeing what's in it, swipe on through until I get to showing a big brown box, because that's the last giveaway. Okay? Okay. So here comes my song. It's joy-filled stash-you stash time. Acquisitions. And it's full. So I think we're just going to start at the front. And this was the week when most of my flosses arrived. My Victorian Mottos came last week. This week was my Color and Cottons, which I am taking a break from because I am outgrowing my drawer space. And because I am finding that I'd rather have, I can use these to convert, but I can also do that with Victorian Mottos. But I can order these more readily. That's one reason that I'm not giving up Victorian Mottos and keeping these, is because I can not get the Victorian Mottos after the month, but I can order Color and Cottons pretty readily. Second thing is when I'm kitting up a project, I first look to see if I have the call for Gentle Arts, Classic Colorworks, which I get through Nest Egg. So what I've done is I've decided I'm going to take a break from the Color and Cotton, and I'm going to go ahead and, wait for it, don't fall on the floor, but I'm going to go ahead and start getting the Nest Egg for weeks, for the Weeks Dye Works. So anyway, briefly, this is the last month that I will be getting these. So I've got Carrot, Caterpillar, Celery, Celestine, Chai. So that's these first 5. That carrot is bold. I could actually make a really cute, like, bunny and egg and carrot stitch. And then I've got, in order, Chamois, Chamois, I think, Champagne, Chartreuse, Cherries Jubilee, and Cherries Cordial. And I love these two. The Cherries Jubilee and the Cherries Cordial. I love those. And it got some good neutrals in there. This is really just a good palette of colors. Springy. I like how it turned out that way. It's real spring. Okay, so those came. Back of my very crinkly bee bag. Came in a bee bag. My Nest Egg also arrived. So I got my Classic Colorworks. We are kind of bouncing all over the alphabet. We were supposed to start back at the first of the alphabet, although I believe there were a lot of gaps towards the end. So she is filling in, which is awesome. So I'm going to show you kind of 2 at a time. Snips and Snails and Smoke. Stormy Night and Sticks and Twigs. I love Stormy Night. It's so cool. Tea and Biscuits and Sunkissed. Sunkissed is a great skin tone, I think, for like a darker, fair person. Toasted Marshmallow and Thundercloud. Thundercloud's a great neutrally gray. And then we've got Tyler Boy Blue and Tufted Yellow. I think this one's really actually one of the more variegated ones I've seen from Classic Colorworks. Most of theirs are less, I think, overall less variegated. That's why I'm kind of excited about the weeks, is because they're really like a lot of them are quite variegated. I did get another floss drawer to hold some of these, namely to hold my Gentle Arts, because I've got Classic Colorworks and Color and Cotton in one of them. Victorian Mottos in my whole drawer unit. If you've watched my storage tour, that gray drawer unit is all Victorian Motto now. I'm going to do an updated storage tour, but it'll be probably sometime in May. Not anytime soon. All right, and then we're kind of close back to the beginning of the Gentle Arts. So this is Berry Cobbler and Brethren Blue. Their 2 are pretty together. Brick Path and Buckeye Scarlet. Ugh. That's a pretty red right there. So Buckeye Scarlet, would that be an Ohio State color? Yes, am I wrong? Cameo Pink and Butternut Squash. Squatternut Bosch. Squatternut Bosch. Caramel Corn and, or Caramel Corn. I say Caramel Corn. And Carriage Black. It's pretty. Carriage Black is kind of a more gray black, which I like. Carrot. I got another carrot this week, and this carrot looks different. And Chamomile. That carrot looks different. It's more a rustic carrot. A lot of these were the shaker threads. Actually, a lot of them were. I think only 2 of the 10 were not shakers. Which I think the theory behind the shakers are they're more like a sampler thread. So they might be more variegated. They might be more rustic or primitive. Anywho, I got my Color and Cotton Fabric of the Month. I am nearly done with my prepaid 36 count. And so this is Stratus in 36 count. I get a fat 1/8 of this. Now, I went ahead and I was on the waiting list and it opened up. And so I went ahead and snagged the month to month in the 18 count because I love their 18 count. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. And I get the fat 1/4 of this, and this is Stratus. So it's the same color. I get the neutral colorway. And so it's same color, but as you can see, it's a little darker on the linen. I think I maybe have 2 more months of this left. And then I'm going to do this month to month. So I just love their 18 count. It is so good. All right, then I went a little bonkers on Stash and Load. But first, let me show you this. When I ordered my, I had seen this on somebody's something. And I was like, oh, a Janlin kit. I wonder how hard that is to find. I think somebody was giving it away. That's what it was. I don't remember who it was, so I apologize. But I was like, I love it and I need it. So my only thing is it comes with some crunchy Aida that I will not be using. I'll use my own. And I don't think the flosses are DMC. But it does give you the DMC colors. So I will probably swap in the DMC, or even better yet, pull some Victorian mottos. So this is a Janlin kit. This is on Amazon for only about $13, I think, when I purchased it. And it says, blessed is the life that finds joy in the journey. And I love the little bees and the bee scap. And this looks a lot like our house with the red door and the dark roof and the brown brick. And my life is blessed because I try to find joy in the journey. So I just love that. But as you can see, it comes with floss. I don't believe it's DMC. It doesn't feel as like smooth and kind of that satiny feel. And then this Aida it's not bad. It's just, it's a pretty high, it's a 14 count. I'm not a huge fan of 14 count. It doesn't say that it's DMC. I looked kind of all over the place. I don't think it is. So I will probably, I might hold on to them. And when I get done with the chart, pass it along to somebody else who maybe doesn't have the means to want to go out and purchase their own Aida and their floss. I don't know. But I'm excited. I'm excited to add this into my kitted items. It's not kitted because I will probably change out everything. Anyway, so that's on Amazon. I will link it below. I am no longer doing affiliate links, so what you get is just an Amazon link. Okay, so then I fell down a hole of some old school patterns. The first of which, I had seen this and I was like, it's so cute. I want to stitch it. I don't know why, but it reminds me kind of my daughter and her friends. And I just love it. And this is Butternut Road. And this is Catch the Wind. And so I'm just excited to try it out. It is stitched in DMC. And as far as I can tell, it does not look like it has any half stitches. It's called for on 16 count beige, Aida, or 32 count sandstone linen. And it doesn't have any beads or metallics. So I just think that's so cute. So I don't know when that will get started, but I saw it and it was really inexpensive. I think I got it on eBay maybe. This is another one I claimed on eBay, and I'm going to do, I know a lot of people do, I think I've seen this. A lot of people do this as the Sleeping Beauty's Fairies, Flora, Fauna, and Merryweather, and so that is what I will be doing with this. My daughter loves Sleeping Beauty. It's her most favorite. This is lavender and lace. And this is called Firefly Fairies. It does call for some Mill Hill beads. It calls for some number 4 braid from Krynick. It calls for a petite treasure braid. It calls for some Krynic soie d'Alger. And I think that's mostly the hair is done in the silk. I will likely stitch this on even weave, like a Lugana or a Monaco. And it calls for a 32 count. Probably not a Monaco then, maybe a Lugana. But I just think that's so pretty. So pretty. And the fabric that they used, it's almost like they did some, oh, the Starburst dyeing instructions is included. So how you get this on the fabric. So anyway, I just thought that was really neat. This is where the video gets long, folks. All right, I had seen Priscilla had posted this towards the, sorry, my ear is still so clogged up, and it's every now and again a painful like it's going to pop. Please don't pop. I had seen this on Priscilla and Chelsea's blog, specifically her conversion. So I have noted her conversion. When I stitch it, I will do it to her conversion. But somebody was offering it on Destash for $4, which was half the price of 123 Stitch. So I went ahead and snagged it, and it is Country Cottage Needleworks Liberty Lane. Hers is much more of the like true patriotic colors, not maybe so muted. So yeah, that's on my list at some point. Then I fell down and purchased these two mirrors because they were on, again, it was these are sealed. I have not done a mirror, but these were two that have been on my radar. And yeah, I've seen somebody stitching, I think it was, I don't want to misspeak, but I think it was Patchy Pony Stitcher. No, it's somebody else. And she refers to it as that she says it looks like Pinkie Pie. Well, it's Mirabilia's Alice. And I love this so much. I love the ribbon and the ruffles and the clock. And so somebody was offering this and the other one that was my main wish list one on such a good price. So I went ahead and snagged them, and they combined shipping. I don't know why I love this one so much, but I think it's because it's not traditional of what you think about mirrors. And it kind of reminds me of my mom, and she had this similar kind of haircut when she was little. And so I just think it's so cute. And this is Gathering Eggs, and it just looks vintage to me. So these are on my short list of short list of things. All right, somebody was offering this. This is a Blue Ribbon Designs, and I love this. It's called Into the Arc, and it's called 2x2 Boarded the Arc, 40 Days and Nights Till Rain Did Part. And I love all the little animals, and it's stitched all in Weeks Dye Works Rum Raisin. She sold me all the rum raisin I need plus. So, love it. Love it. I don't know that I'll do it on the tan fabric. I might find another. Like, I could see that being on like a blue. I don't know. Because it's kind of a purpley brown. I think a blue could be really cool. Like a light blue, like a sky blue. I don't know. So anyway. Then I saw this. Somebody posted it and I was like, oh, I got to have it. And then I went to try to find the other three parts. And they're like ghosts. They're woo. They're not around. So this is Bent Creek. This is called Noah's the Ark Mantle. And it's part of their Live by Faith series. And there were 3 parts. So there's this first part. And the bunting is rainbow colored across. So the first part has some of the animals and says Live by Faith. The second part has the boat. And the third part has some more animals. And then there's like the yellow bunting looks like the sun. And then over here on the other side of like the purple bunting is a moon. It's just so cute. And so I asked her in a PM, like a personal message. I said, do you have the other parts? I never heard back from her. Got it in the mail and I was like, yay, I'm so excited. But now I got to find the other 2 parts. Lo and behold, now mind you, I don't think I paid the price for what would be. All 3 parts are in here. All 3 parts. So this is this is all of them together. And this is the chart for number 3, the critters. So I just love this so much because it's got 2x2. I love it. I love Noah's Ark. I stitched Lottie Dawes the art for my mom, which is an all monochrome piece. I actually just sold it on Destash to somebody. So anyway, that was a really cool deal that I don't have to now go find the other ones. It was a pleasant surprise. I did not know I was buying all 3 parts. This was all I saw. And I thought it was just part 1. I was wrong. It's the whole thing. All right, then I fell down a rabbit hole. A rabbit hole of anniversaries of the heart pattern. I am going to embark on the anniversaries of the heart. However, I am thinking that I'm going to end up doing just a small series of them. I already have the number 6 chart, which is the happy birthday chart. Somebody was selling these for like a steal of a deal, and had multiple copies of each. That may be up there still. I love Snow Garden. This one just is so cool. So to me, this screams winter. And then I did get this one, which is Pink Hill Manor, which this could either be spring or summer. And then I got Farmhouse, which I think could be summer or fall. And then I got this one, which is Swan Lake, which I think could be summer. So my thought is that with a couple of tweaks, this could be fall. So let me show you my thoughts. Winter, spring, summer or fall. All you have to do is call and I'll be there. Anyway, so I've also got the happy birthday one. I do love the pumpkin house one. There's a couple other ones I really like. So I'm debating on how I want to do that. Those were the ones that I saw that I knew that I liked. There's some I don't, are not my favorite. And one of these has a bonus chart. Has one of the bonus charts. So this has the small bonus chart that goes like when you block them all out. Because there's a total of 15 total. If you count. So you've got release. You've got 1, 2, bonus, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, no, 10, 11, 12, 13, and then 14 and 15 is the other bonus, I think. Or something along those lines. But there's a 2 block thing at the bottom. All right, then, darn that 1, 2, 3 stitch. Darn that 1, 2, 3 stitch. Had a deal on a chart I really wanted to buy. Well, it couldn't travel alone, so I'll show it here in a minute. But I went ahead and grabbed, oh, I know what it was. I went because I saw somebody had posted this for Destash. Never seen it before. It is available on 1, 2, 3 Stitch. And it is so cute. It looks like something that Priscilla and Chelsea would stitch. Or Priscilla would stitch. But this is just hatched. Look at how cute those eggs are. I love the shepherd with the sheep. And like the cow. And then these little chicks. And the rooster with the chick running away. Is like, get away from me. And then the bunnies. So cute. So I grabbed that. And then I saw the sale on this one. I'm going to show you in a minute. And then I had also been really jonesing after this one. Because I think it's so cool. Which is folk eggs. I love the bee scap. I love the bunnies. These funky birds. I love all of them. So cool. So I grabbed those. They are the cardstock. It also has the egg template. So I think that's cool. So yeah, I won't show you the back of the other one because it actually has charts on the back. So those arrived with this that I kidded. This was a new Blackbird design release from not so long ago. And I pretty much have to have all the charts that say joy, just because that is so my thing, like joy. So this is the All Joys for Thine. And it's based off of a sampler. I just love it. I love it. So I went ahead and grabbed, it calls for Heartland Aida, specifically 36 count. I didn't want to do a 36 count, so I got it in 18 count, and I went ahead and selected all of the flosses. So, boom. So I am thinking of starting this in May. I'm not doing like a mania, but I know I am starting for sure a piece for my Mimi in May, and this one. So I don't know when, I don't know what. I haven't even given thought to mania yet. I have a retreat at the beginning of April I got to get through. All right, last thing in my basket. I got another fancy tube in the mail. Does anybody know what this is? So, I have the Miss Scissors kit, which is the Barbara Anna Miss Scissors kit. I showed it in a video a couple months back. It is being done by Nitka Moscow, fully kitted. And she's put out a second one. And when she kind of started releasing the sneaks, I emailed her and I said, how do I get on the pre-order list for this? Because I need a matching set. And she said, we're not ready to sell it, but we will get with you. We'll wait it and wait it and wait it. And then she messaged me one day and she said, are you still interested? I'm like, yes! And I paid her that minute and she shipped it like the next day. So this is the complimentary piece by Barbara Anna Designs that goes kind of hand in hand with Miss Scissors. This is Miss Teapot. The colors, her dress, ugh. Ugh. So it comes in this really cool tube. Comes with a gigantic copy of the chart. Comes with the DMC. I mean, how pretty is that color? Is that palette of colors? All braided, all fun. It comes with the linen. The linen, 2 needles. Put the colors up here so you can see. Oh, it's so pretty. Has a little bit of a different color vibe from the other one, which I like. Like I said, it's got a big, giant pattern. Actually, I need to keep that out because it's going to tell me which tube is which. It actually came with a freebie chart. Some stitching instructions, which if you know how to stitch, you don't really need, but are kind of cool if you're just buying a kit. And it's not an expensive kit, guys. I think the kit is only $24, and then it was $13 to ship to me. Took it a bit of time to come from Russia, but that's okay. Yep, so now I have 2 of these. My thought being, once I finish 2 of my Barbara Annas, I will start Miss Scissors. And then if I finish 2 more, I can start Miss Teapot. So 4 Barbara Anna starts will get me both of these started. These are obviously significantly larger than the other ones. So, anywho, we got one more giveaway to show. So, first let me remind you of the giveaway. So the first one was the Bless Your Heart mug, Dinky Dye Silks, pouch, needle minder, and 2 pieces of hand-dyed 18-count Aida from me. Number 2 was the completely kitted needle stance by Hands On Design, Summer House Stitchworks, and Ink Circles, including a pouch. The third one is also a pouch, and it is Heartstring Samplery's Fairy Coffee Mother, and it is fully kitted, chart, Aida from Mystic Fabrics and DMC. And the last is in a very large box. Now, remind you, I said, if you don't want to watch any of the stash, scroll through until you get to the big brown box, because I'm about to show you the big brown box. The big brown box contains item number 4. Let me first give you your question. So, again, must be 18, subscriber. Don't say giveaway. I will delete your comment. You can enter for more than one. You will put 1, 2, 3, 4. Put a comma in between, whatever you want to do. List them in number order. The question I would like for you to answer is, what is your current favorite project? What's your current favorite project? I'd love to know. One, I think it would maybe enable me. Not that I need any help. So, number 4 may not be for most of you, but this is kind of some of my favorite things. It will come with bubble wrap. Lots of bubbles. Lots of bubbles. So this is a pack, a goodie pack that includes some goodies. So what does it include, you might say? Well, it first includes a 12-month vertical happy planner with these cute turquoise rings. And the cover says, "Get busy, babe." Super cute. It has these cute, like, you could even flip the covers around if you liked this. And the planing style is a vertical lined, but it's got these kind of like priority boxes at the top. So you will get this. It is a 2020. So I know we're a couple months in, but it'll be okay. You get happy notes because you need extra papers. And I thought this one was just adorable. And it says you could even switch out your cover to this. This cover says Live Life in Color, and it has lined pages. It also comes with a couple of dividers, so you can use the dividers to put into your larger one. You can swap out the covers. This cover has cute polka dots, so you can do lots of change ups. And then I showed you on my last video I had the binder. You're going to get a binder too. And this one is really pretty. It's like a salmony pink color with a gold embossed heart on the front. Now, the little box got a little crumpled, but it's not, this is not marred or anything. It's in perfect condition. So number 4 is the Happy Planner bundle. I'm so excited, guys, to share this with you. So, tell me your favorite project. Now, this might be my longest video in a while. I truly have no idea how long it's going to be because it is in so many clips. So if you stuck in this long, I really do appreciate it. I know there wasn't much stitching this week. It's kind of one of those weeks. My hope is that March Stitchy Madness is going to go well. Hopefully I can make it through the first 7 days and I don't end up with 4 new whips. Come on, guys. Vote for some whips. Not all new starts. I know how much everybody is like, do the starts, do the starts. Y'all are all a bunch of enablers. Anyway, I think that's going to do it for tonight. So again, congrats to Marie on the beautiful bag that I'm going to be sending your way. Check out Destash this weekend if you're interested in some goodies. And I think that's it. And I will see y'all next Friday for Flosstube number 42. And so yeah, with that, I hope you have a great week. Happy stitching, everybody. Bye.